So, good morning, students. Today we have to discuss the remaining part of unit number 6. What is fuel cells? So, let's we discuss the now fuel cells. So, what is fuel cells? Fuel cells is an electrochemical device that combines hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity with water and heat as its byproducts. This is the simple definition of the fuel cells. Means for operating, what is we required? We require the hydrogen here, and another what is we require the oxygens. Means these two elements is required to produce the electricity. And what is the byproduct? The byproduct is H2O, and heat is a byproduct of this fuel cells. So this is the simple definition of a fuel cells. Okay. So why the fuel cell technology is important? You see guys here, since conversion of the fuel to energy takes place an electrochemical process but not a combustions. Mean here means what is, there is a chemical reactions of hydrogen and oxygen will be takes place inside the fuel cells instead of the process of combustions. So it is a clean, quiet and highly efficient process, 2 or 3 times more efficient than a fuel burning. Okay. So how does a fuel cell work? So it operates similarly to a battery, but it does not run down, or not does it require a recharging. In fuel cells, there is no require the recharging like that just we do in battery. So as long as fuel supplied, a fuel cell which produce the both energy and heat. This is the byproducts. So there are a different type of the fuel cells we have guys, just we have to discuss here. So what is here, a major type of the fuel cells? In general, all fuel cells have the same basic configurations, an electrolyte and 2 electrodes. Different type of the fuel cells are classified, the kind of electrolyte is used. The type of electrolyte used determine the kind of chemical reaction that takes place and temperature range of the operations. Because in this way we have to classify the fuel cell guys. Yes or no? Yes. So here if you observe inside, what is, so here inside this guys, a fuel cell consists of 2 catalysts, coated electrodes surrounding an electrolyte. One electrode is anode and another is the cathode. Means there is a required of the anode, there is a required of the cathode and requirement of the electrolyte inside the fuel cell guys. Yes or no? Yes. Here how does fuel cells work? If you observe, the process begins when hydrogen molecules enter the anodes and the catalyst coated separates the hydrogen negatively charged electrons from the positive charge protons guys. Yes or no? Yes. So let's we discuss the now how it will be work, the fuel cells guys here. So first of all we discuss the major type of the fuel cell. What is a proton exchange membrane fuel cells, that is called as the PEM, proton exchange membrane fuel cells. This is the diagrammatical representation of the proton exchange membrane fuel cells. So what is here, if you observe here, this is the what is anode will be there, 2 electrodes, one is the anode, one another is the cathodes. In between anode and cathode there is a this electrolyte will be placed guys. The name of the fuels is proton exchange, means there is a exchange of the proton through this membrane. Whatever the electrolyte we can use here, there is a exchange of this proton. Proton means there is a exchange of the H positive ions guys. Okay, so let's we discuss. This is the leading cell type of passenger car applications. Means this fuel cell we can use in a car applications. Means number of the fuel cell we have to arrange in a one stack and it is utilized inside the this car application to generate the electricity guys. So here uses a polymer membrane as the electrolyte. So what type of the electrolyte we have to use here? The polymer membrane electrolyte is sandwiched in between the anode and cathode electrodes. Okay, operate at a relatively low temperature about 175 degrees Celsius. Means this proton exchange membrane fuel cell is a what type of the category? Low temperature fuel cells. Because it required the low temperature for operating purpose. And how much temperature is required? Is required the 175 degree Celsius temperature for operating purpose. Then another what is has a high power density, can vary its output quickly, and it is suited for a application where quick startup is required, making it popular for automobiles. Means this is used in automobiles, okay, to move the automobiles from one place to another place. This is the one of the application of this proton exchange membrane fuel cells. And sensitive to fuel impurities, means whatever the impurity which is added inside the fuel cells, so it is more sensitive, it will be damage the fuel cells whenever we add any kind of the impurities. So that's why it is a sensitive to fuel impurities. So how this proton exchange membrane fuel cell is work, you see guys here, this is our diagrammatical representation in reactions. So what are the components? It consists of anode, it consists of cathode, it consists of electrolytes. Okay. So what is here guys? The anode. So toward the anodes, what is we supply? We supply the fuelings. Means what is we supply? We have to supply the fuel toward the anodes. Okay. What is supply? There is supply of the hydrogens. If you observe, in fuel is supplied toward the anode, hydrogens. So whenever hydrogen is supplied, so what type of the reaction will be there? If you observe in anode and cathode, in anode, okay. So this hydrogen is supplied. So this hydrogen is form the ions H positive and electrons. Okay. So this hydrogen whenever strike on the anode electrode, there is a formation of the ionization. What is H positive and electrons. At the time of same cathode, what is we supply? We supply their oxygen. So oxygen is supplied toward the cathode electrodes guides. So whenever we supply the oxygen O2 toward the cathode, what happen here in a proton exchange membrane fuel cell, this H positive ions is transferred through the membrane, that is called as electrolyte, toward the cathodes. So what happen here, this O2 is mixed with this H positive ions. If you observe guys here, this H positive ions and the electrons, okay, after the this hydrogen is ionized H positive electrons, this electrons is go toward the circuits, okay, if you observe here, and generation of the electric current will be theirs. Then after the electrons is come through the circuits, where it goes toward the cathode electrodes guys. So electron is come through the circuit, generation of current, electricity, and from the this circuit it transferred toward the cathodes. At the same time, the where towards cathode, what we supply the oxygen fuel towards the cathode. And what type of the chemical reaction there? This O2, this hydrogen ions H positive and electrons come into the circuit through the generation of current towards cathodes electrons. So what type of the chemical reaction here? O2 plus H positive plus electron generate the H2O. So what is the overall reaction? The overall reaction, what is we getting there? Twice H2 plus O2 plus twice H2O plus heat. This is the byproduct of the proton exchange membrane fuel cells guys. Okay. So very simple explanation about this proton exchange membrane fuel cells. Now another fuel cell we have to discuss here guys, phosphoric acid fuel cells. Okay. So this is the category of medium temperature fuel cells. Medium temperatures fuel cells, phosphoric acid. Okay. So what is here? This is most commonly developed fuel cells. So this phosphoric acid fuel cell is more developed. Another is it generates the electricity at more 40% efficiency. Means there is a 40% efficiency of phosphoric acid. Nearly 85% of steam produced can be used for a cogeneration. So this is the cogeneration type. Cogeneration means what is the electricity generated by its chemical reactions, but whatever the heat is liberated, this heat we can utilize also the power generations. Means this heat we can supply to the waters, and water convert into the steam, and generation of electricity is possible by using the turbines will be there. That's why it is called as the cogeneration type of the fuel cells. Means electricity not only produced by chemical reaction but also by product as a heat, and this heat is utilized to run the turbines, means by the formation of the steam and generation of electricity. So in both the way, the by chemical and plus by mechanical process, the electricity generate. That's why it is called as cogenerations. So use a liquid phosphoric acid as the electrolyte and operates at about the 450 degree Fahrenheit. So what is the electrolyte we can use here, guys? The phosphoric acid is used as an electrolyte inside the this fuel cells, and it is the medium temperature. What type of the temperature is required? 450 degree temperature is required for operating purpose. Means we have to heat these fuel cells up to the 450 degree Fahrenheit, and then after that the fuel cell is start to operate the chemical reactions. Okay. So one main advantages is that it can be used the impure hydrogen as a fuel. Means here we can use the impure fuel also, impure hydrogen, no problem. But in proton exchange membrane fuel cell, or the name, another name of the proton exchange alkaline fuel cells, we cannot use there any kind of the impurities. But in phosphoric acid fuel cells, we can use the impure hydrogen as a fuels. Okay. So let's observe the components. This is the anodes. This is the cathodes, this is the electrolytes. Same chemical reaction what we learn in our previous fuel cells. So towards the anode, what is we supply? We supply the hydrogen. So whenever hydrogen is strike toward the anodes, the hydrogen is formed two ions, H positive ions and electrons. So twice hydrogen, if you consider the formation of the 4 H positive ions and 4 electrons. So whenever electrons is formed, this electrons is goes in upward directions, and it is supplied inside these circuits, and there is a current is flow, there is a light will be there, and this bulb will be on. There is a generation of the current. Then after that, is electrons is moves toward the cathodes electrodes. At the same time, from this electrolytes, what is transfers? The H positive ions is transfers toward the cathode electrodes guide. At the same time, what we supply? The air is supplied toward the cathode, and what type of the air? The oxygen is supplied toward the cathodes. So what is reaction at the cathode? Oxygen is react with these hydrogen ions which is passing through the electrolytes, and the electrons which is come after generation of current towards the cathode. So hydrogen generate H positive ions, react with oxygen and these electrons. So what is the overall cell reaction? H2 react with hydrogen, this hydrogen react with oxygen and formation of the H2O and plus heat, and this heat we can also use for power generations. Okay guys, so this is the simple explanation about the phosphoric acid fuel cells. Now another is we can discuss now major type of the fuel cells. What is a molten carbonates? So molten carbonate, what is promises a high fuel to electricity efficiently and ability to utilize the coal based fuels. Means we can use here a coal based fuels. Okay, then use an electrolyte composed of a molten carbonate salt mixtures. This electrolyte we can use here a molten carbonates. Require a carbon dioxide and oxygen to be delivered to the cathode guys. Operated extremely high temperature. What type of temperature? 1200 degrees Celsius temperature is required for operating purpose. That's why it is called as the high temperatures fuel cells. How much temperature required? 1200. Yes or no? 1200 degrees Celsius, 1200 degrees Celsius temperature is required. Primary targeted for use of electric utility applications, and have been operated on hydrogen, carbon monoxide, natural gas, propane, landfill gas, marine diesel, simulated coal gasification product. Means any kind of the fuel we can use in a molten carbonate fuel cells. Why? Because of its high temperatures. Okay, so you see here So this is the anode electrodes. There is a electrolytes of a molten carbonates. There is a this cathodes will be used here. So what is here, guys? Because of the extreme high temperatures and non-precious metals can be used as a catalyst at the anodes and cathode, which help the reduce cost. Disadvantages: it is a durability, the high temperature required and corrosive electrolyte escalate the breakdowns and corrosion inside the fuel cell is takes place. Yes or no? Yes. So how it will be work? You see here, guys, in chemical reaction. So what is in anode? What is there? So what is we supply? The hydrogen is supplied toward the anode electrodes. So whenever supply the hydrogens, what happen here, guys? If you observe inside the diagrams, at the there is a molten carbonate electrolyte will be used there. Okay. So through this electrolyte, these hydrogen ions whenever strike on the anode electrodes, from this electrolyte molten carbonates, this CO3 twice negative ions is react with these hydrogens. Okay, and after the react with this electrolyte CO3 two negative ions, what is formation of H2O and carbon dioxide and these 4 electrons. So these 4 electrons is moved towards the it is to move towards the circuit and generation of the current. But from this electrolyte, what is this CO2 is CO3 two negative ions react with H2O, and what is formation of CO2 and this H2O. So this fuel, if you observe, this CO2 is come out from this system, and once again we have to supply toward the cathode. And what is the byproduct here? Water and heat as a byproduct. H2O and heat is a byproduct. But out of this CO2 gas, whatever generated, this will be transferred toward the cathode. So cathode is made by the nickel oxide material, and anode is made by the nickels. Why you can use this material for construction of this anode and cathode? Because of the high temperature. This high temperature fuel cells required such type of the material to sustain very high temperature. That's why this anode is made by the nickel material and cathode is made by the nickel dioxide materials. So you observe this chemical reaction here, guys. The CO2, and from this what is we supply the oxygen. CO2 is a byproduct of these chemical reactions which is done on the anode electrodes. So this CO2 and O2 is supplied where? Towards the cathode electrodes. If you observe, guys, this CO2 is come out, and from the outside what is we supply the O2, and where is strike? It is strike this cathode electrodes. So O2 from outside, CO2 is a byproduct on anode reaction. The electrons is come after generation of the current towards the anode. So what is we get here? We get the twice CO3 two negative ions. So what is the overall reaction? Twice H2 plus O2 plus twice H2O, guys. Okay. So this is the working of the molten carbonate fuel cells. Now last one is what is solid oxide fuel cells. Okay. So how it is work the solid oxide fuel cells? You look at here, guys. Another is a solid oxide. So use a hard non-porous ceramic compound as an electrolyte. Means there is a ceramic component is used as an electrolyte inside the solid oxide. That's why the name is, it is called as the solid oxide fuel cells. Then here can reach 60% power generation efficiency. Operates extremely very high temperatures. That's why it is in the category of high temperature fuel cells. Operate the 1800 degree Celsius temperatures. Used mainly for large high power applications such as industrial generating station, mainly because it required a very high temperature for operating purposes. So how it will be work? You see, guys, here. So in anode, the anode is made by the nickel or a zirconium material YSZ, and the cathode is made by the which material? Peroxide materials. So these are the material which is used for construction of the anode electrodes and cathode electrodes. So what type of the chemical reaction here? The fuel, which fuel, as a hydrogen is strike toward the anode, at the same time from the electrolyte, the ceramic which is used oxide, this twice O2 negative ions will be come out, and what is generation? H2 and 4 electrons. So this excess fuel and water, so this byproduct excess water is liberated through this process, and whatever the electrons will be generated, this electron is go through the circuit and generation of the currents will be there, guys. Then after the generation of the current, this electron is circulated towards the cathode, okay, and what we supply? The supply of the oxygen toward the cathode electrode. So what type of the chemical reaction there? O2 reacts with this electrons. What is formation? Twice O2 negative ions. This twice O2 negative ions is circulated toward the anodes, and such type of the chemical reaction will be there. So what is the overall cell reaction? Twice H2 plus O2 is equal to twice H2O. Such type of the chemical reaction is occurred in a solid oxide fuel cell, guys. Now another, if you consider the alkaline fuel cells, alkaline. So in alkaline fuel cell, what is we consider used mainly for a military and space program. So this is another fuel cell categories, alkaline fuel cells. Can reach 70% power generation efficiently, but considered to be costly for transportation applications. Used in a Apollo spacecraft to provide electricity and drinking waters. Use a solution of a potassium hydroxide in a water as an electrolyte and operate at a 75 to 160 degree Celsius. So this is a low temperature fuel cells. Can use variety of a non-precious metal as a catalyst at the anode and cathodes. So how this alkaline fuel cells work? You see, guys, here require a pure hydrogens and oxygen because it is very susceptible to carbon contaminations. That's why there is a required a very pure form of hydrogen and oxygen here. Purification process of the hydrogen oxygen is so costly. Susceptibility poisoning the affect cell lifetime, which also affect the cost. Okay. So in alkaline fuel cell consists of alkaline electrolyte, typically a potassium hydroxide KOH, sandwich between the anode and negative charge electrode, and cathode is a positive charge electrode. The process that takes place in fuel cell are as follows. So what is here in anode? Platinum coated. Cathode is also the platinum coated. So what is in alkaline fuel cells? The hydrogen is supplied toward the anode, guys. So whenever is hydrogen supply, what type of the electrolyte KOH will be used? So this hydrogen is react with OH negative ions from this alkaline fuel cells electrolyte OH negative ions. So hydrogen react with OH negative ions. What is formed? H2O plus 4 electrons. This electrons is goes through the circuit and generation of the current will be, guys. After the generation of the current, the electron is moved towards the cathode electrodes. At the same time, what is supplied there? Oxygen fuel will be supplied. So at the cathode, what type of the reaction? Oxygen is react with the H2O plus electrons. So what is the formation? OH negative ions. So what is the overall cell reaction? H2 plus O2 plus twice H2O. This is the overall cell reactions. So this is the simple explanation about the all type of the fuel cell, guys. Okay. So I stop here. In next lecture, what will we discuss? In next lecture, we have to discuss our phosphoric photovoltaic fuel cells. So here, guys, we can just observe some advantages and disadvantages of the fuel cells. You see here. So what is the advantages of these fuel cells? If you observe here, so conversion efficiency is very high, require a very little attention and less maintenance, can be installed near the use point, thus reducing the electrical transmission requirements and containing losses. Fuel cell is odorless, does not make any noise. Little time is needed to go into the operations. Space requirement considerably less comparison to the conventional power plants. Simple and safe, pollution free. No cooling water is needed. Capacity can be increased by demand grows and long life. So these are the advantages. What is the disadvantages? High initial cost, low service life, and problem for refilling in vehicles. So these are the disadvantages. What are the applications? Application of the fuel cell is domestic use, automotive vehicles, central power stations, defense application, and space projects. Okay, these are the application components you should know: anode, cathode, electrolyte, container, separator, sealing, fuel supply, and oxidizer. These are the components. So this is the complete explanation about the fuel cell, guys. In next lecture, what we discuss the photovoltaic cells. So I stop here.